My name is Miriam, and I am going to talk about body play. I'm going to give you kind of like a slight overview on how I came to this thing called body play. For the past 30 some odd years, I've been in the holistic healing I have a center called the Perfect Health and Natural Healing Center. I began with doing iridology, that's reading the iris of the eye. And then sclerology is the white of the eye. And so in learning that, I was able to see all the physical imbalances that would occur. Now, with iridology, the beautiful thing about it, it can tell you, it records what has happened to you, what has happened to you presently, and what is going to happen to you. So that's a very interesting piece. So it was very physical, so I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh wow, everything is so physical, and all we have to do is take care of the physical, and things go away. Because we're under the impression that everything's outside of us. That we catch a cold and there's some bug somewhere running around looking for us and saying, today's your day. So as time progressed and whatnot, I began to study other modalities, healing modalities. And then it began to get into the emotional part of you. Now, I'm going to go back a little further before I actually started into the field 30 years ago, because I had my bout with the medical profession for really 5 years of going into the hospital twice a year. One to have my eyes done, and then my female, I would be cut for the female problems that I was having. And after a while, it just became insane. I'm saying, doesn't make sense. There must be something drastically wrong with me. So, I've got to find out. So then I went to the doctor and I said, listen, why don't you run all your tests and, come up with a solution, because this can't possibly be that 5 years in a row I have to be cut down here, and then you're going to my eyes. You took my lens out because you thought I had cataracts. Notice what I said. You thought I had cataracts. Only to find that I didn't, but yet the lens are out now. So when they did all the tests, a month later, they opened up and said, well, come in for your results. So I'm coming in for the results, and she's going by the window looking outside. And I'm like, oh, it must be really something bad. So I get up and I'm saying, well, what's the verdict? And she's saying, we can't find anything wrong with you. That it must be psychological. Now, at that moment, it just felt right. I didn't see the total picture of it, but it just seemed right. And also, I had a vision of rage. So that's what I remember. So I left that and whatnot, and I went on and so forth and whatnot. And then I went into this modality of healing because it made more sense to me. But when I got to the emotional part, well, that even made greater sense. That you were the creator of these things that happen to you. Now, when they get us from 5 to 18 when we go to school, they start teaching us different things and whatnot. And it's always outside, the doctor, the nurse, and, a good day is a sunny day, bad day is a rainy day. So they're programming you as a very youngster on how to behave or what is and what isn't. The standard American diet. It's called SAD. And it is sad. Because those things that they taught us that we were supposed to put together are what's putting us in the grave on the physical aspect. But the reality is that when we're drawn to things, particularly women, because we have that thing called dementia, or we did, and we're in the middle of the month, all of a sudden we're drawn to this candy or to these potato chips, and not realizing we just satisfy whatever that is, that taste we think it is, but it's really an emotion that we're actually dealing with. But we don't know that, and we didn't know that. We just did it. And then as time grew on, we started gaining weight, or sugar diabetes or high blood pressure came in because, again, the diet. So our diet has become very acidic, but we should be more alkaline. That's on the physical level, okay? So as time went on, and I started studying some things, and one of the things I studied was body electronics. And body electronics was where you would go throughout the body, and there's a tender spot, and where that tender spot is, there's an emotion, a feeling, or whatever is there, and it has stagnated some area there. So what we would do, we would hold that point, and then that energy or whatever it was would come up. And I remember one time when I was in Hawaii, and we were doing it night and day, and this young lady, she plugged into me, and it was only one person, and all of a sudden I got extremely cold and started putting all these blankets. Now it's Hawaii, it's hot as I don't know what, but I was getting freezing cold, and they kept putting these blankets on me, and then I heard the mentor saying, "Can you smell that?" And you smell it, and you could smell the ether. When I was being put under with those operations, was still trapped in my body. And so it began to lift. So, one of the things, again, that I start realizing is that it's important for those feelings that we have, that we address them. Now, when we think about the medical profession, they give you things not to feel. So if I don't feel, then how am I going to heal? So that's the notion. They tell you you caught a cold, like some slime is running around somewhere, but you don't catch it. It's the diet that you have, and the cold is the actual healing process. And that's very important and very key, because most of the things that we overstand is the opposite. When we're healing, they tell you to fear that. Don't do that. Please don't, take something for that. So we go in fear that I don't ever want to feel it, but that feeling is telling you something. That's your body talking to you. And the spirit within has always been there. You are in this body 24/7. Only you. So how is it that someone else or a machine can tell you how you feel and what's wrong with you? So we've gotten so far away from it. So that's why body talk came into play. Because the body is constantly talking to us. We don't hear because we eat things that kind of like, those fast foods with the sugar and the salt. So we're drawn into those. And what's it the main two? Is it high blood pressure, the salt, and diabetes, the sugar, okay? And we won't talk about cancer, the stuff that you're so acidic that the things are just eating away, going to that part of the body that is emotionally taxed. And so they're going to give you something for that, or take something. And so now the new thing is knee replacements and all this. This is insane. Each part of the body is talking to you. The hands, the feet, the teeth, the ears, the eyes, all record everything that's going on in your body, and you can actually tell yourself what's going on before it actually happens. I have this little nodule here on my left hand. It was much bigger, but I've been working with it and trying to figure out what is the release. So I went to the reflexology chart to find out what this area of the body meant. This is the arm and the shoulder. So as I was playing with it, it was much larger and it was really down into the heart area. But anyway, I got it in smaller. But as I was playing with it, all of a sudden I felt this thing in my shoulder. I'm saying, wow, that's amazing. This is arm and shoulder. And I said, well, it really doesn't really hurt until I was laying like this, and all of a sudden I felt this burning and this tingling. And I said, wow. Now this is almost 180 degrees from where it is. Now, we would see this and say, oh, it's a little bump, ha ha ha, and just keep it moving. But this is the precursor to let me know this is getting ready to come up. That there's some energy. And it's itis, the bursitis, or whatever they want to call it, arthritis. It talks about rage, it talks about anger, it talks about fear. It talks about a lot of different things. Okay? So when the body is talking to you, you have been trained to go to someone else to tell them that this is what, and they then tell you what you shouldn't feel. And so you stop the feeling, or they go and operate on you, or give you something for it, and you never get to the healing. That's one of the reasons why they don't want to use the word heal. Although it's in the word health, gee whiz, those are the first 4 letters. But heal it. You can heal you. And I wrote about this chart. body talk. And we have all the elements in our bodies. I'm only dealing with the four. There is the fifth one, which is the spiritual part. But just to give you an outline on how we're all one, we're one with nature. We don't even go out. We spend most of our time inside, not outside. And if we did go outside, we would begin to see the beauty on how things really move and ebb and tide and how we are all connected. Because up here, the head area represents the fire. Isn't that where ideas perk up and we're on Johnny on the spot? That's where the fire is. And right in here, this area where the lungs are, is called where the air is. And here, right here where the womb.
Personally, love and respect yourself. You are never responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for you. If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift if they walk away from you. You may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal.
That was when I couldn't remember. I said, where did I hear that? If somebody does something and you feel so heartbroken by it, you don't even realize it. They've done you a favor. Because what? You're going to the other side of sad. You want to be sad instead of seeing there's one, but there's two sides. It's the side that you select. I love that one that talks about, they've done you a favor. Somebody walks away from you, hey, see ya, don't want to be ya. And just keep moving. Don't take it to heart. You haven't done anything. But again, society, they have all these emotions that are rumbling around since we were children. And we haven't gotten them out. We've just continued through life, going on, accepting this, accepting that, but not living fulfilled. So these are little things that start. So body talk, it's going to get deeper. Not today, but we're going to learn to even how to access our bodies and know what's going on before, so that you can do something better. Because you're the creator. Next.
I guess I'll go next.
All right, Jack.
It says, don't take anything personally. Be immune to other opinions. Let me flip it over here. Okay. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to other opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering.
That's a powerful piece. So how does that?
Well, I am very sensitive when it comes to pleasing people. I don't like to hurt people's feelings. But then when someone seems to offend me, it takes a while for me to just let go, right? You know, I'm very sensitive when it comes to that. And, well, I always think about my dad. You know, we go head to head. You know, my mom said, you're just like your dad. And I say I'm not like him, but I think I am just like him. You know? And I love him, but at the same time, he really, just certain things that he says to me is just goes way down here, you know, and it's like the more I argue and try to combat him, it's like, I just let go, you know, because he's my dad, and you know, it's a no-win situation. So that's what this reminded me of, you know. But I love him to death. But he knows.
But you're sensitive, and it's trying to tell you just.
And it affects my stomach. Because, you know, I've been to you a few times about you know, the stomach.
Yeah, that's where rage sets.
Yeah.
Anger.
I had ulcers, remember?
Well, that's a lot of burning now.
You know, but they healed itself. You know, I stopped, you know, doing certain things, you know.
Amen.
I stopped instead of consuming alcohol to so-called calm me down. That was one of the problems. And so, you know, I let go of a few of the bad habits. Everything's starting to,
see, because you were trying to drown it away, because the alcohol would drown it away. So
right.
now you lift it and said, oh, look, wait a minute, it's not about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Next.
Okay, here we go. Manifest your true intentions. regardless of what language you speak, your intent will be manifest through the word that you dream.
Go ahead.
Tell me, come on. Right.
I'll get
My
it.
loving sister.
I'll get him. Go ahead.
Okay. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through the word that you dream. What you feel and what you really are will all be manifest through the word. Now, at the risk of sounding ignorant, I don't quite know what this means, but the ones that know me said it's spot on, because whatever thought, whatever comes up, comes out.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
We manifest. That's what I'm saying. We are the creators.
yes.
I'm gonna tell you something that really frightened me for a long time, and I really just don't want to have thought. My mother used to work for domestic, and she was working. Someone just was just some mean spirited or whatever. And I remember she was, she said, "Oh, I wish Miss Huff would drop dead." The phone rang 15 minutes later. Oh, Mama just dropped dead.
Oh my God.
And I said, "Whoa." So I'm very, very, I really don't like to speak. See, and that's, now there's it. Now I'm going to show you the opposite. Because I don't want to do that, the rage that I might feel, I keep it inside. Which makes no freaking sense at all. You see? See how there's a dance that goes on? It's a hidden dance, but it's right there. You gotta be aware. You gotta be made aware of it. And once you are, then you can fly to the moon. You can be 100. You can and feel great. You don't have to. In these they got new fandangle things, the walkers and whatnot. They got carry-all tanks that you can drag. You don't have to drag them around anymore. You carry it on your head. And they got all this, and even dial. Understand? They got ones you can. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a machine.
No.
We're greater than that. Everything that has been created from us. We're only using 10% of our brain, but yet we got 100%. What the heck has happened to the other 90%? That's where you can regenerate, what's called regeneration, so you don't have to get things put on, or even if they take it out, you can regenerate it. That's where the 90% is.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about. When we're talking about getting down to the nitty-gritty about body talk, that's what we're talking about. Getting to these feelings, acknowledge them, seeing them, looking at them. Okay, this is me. This is who I am. Okay, now what do we do to change? Talk to the spirit. Say, listen, this is what you do. You know, and so, it's not that big of a deal any old way. Because when you react in a unfavorable way, it is coming out of the data that you hold on to. Because when you sit back and look, when you were talking about, the gossip, you didn't think it was gossip, but then when you sat back and look at it and said, well, doggone, that's just what I was doing. So the spirit called you on and said, hey, so that's the beauty of it. Knowing. Now, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't like to use knowing because it has no in the middle of it. See, I go with word plays too, words that play. No, there might be the K and N. Right in the middle of it is the N-O, that means no. Aware. Conscious. Better term. Okay? Who's next?
Sharon just handy behind.
Oh, cool.
I'll go.
You go shout Charles. Okay, Charles.
This says, release the need to be right. Says, when you believe something, you assume you are right. And you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. I guess this kind of like reminds me of some of the battles that I might have at work and some of the meetings that I have where I might become somewhat defensive and assume that my position is correct, and thereby become somewhat fixed in not being open-minded and listening to other opinions. So that was a pretty decent piece. So have to be aware of that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Young lady here.
Okay, so I'm struggling here. So it says be impeccable with your word. Realize the power of your word. Your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling with that. I mean, I pretty much think it means that it's an old cliche, your word is bond. I'm just not really sure how really to, well, okay, let me try. So, like most people, I think, are kind of struggling financially. And on this, I do have a 9-to-5, but on the side, I sew. Make clothing for myself, I make clothing for other people, I do head wraps for women who have cancer, or don't have to have cancer to wear these wraps, because they're really colorful and what have you. And I have a well-known cousin who, when he comes into town, we always eat. And so he's seen a lot of my work on Instagram. And so he had a proposition for me last week, gave me a name and a number, and he wanted me to send a couple of my pieces to somebody in New York. Basically, he wants to try to help me go into business. And so my word to him was, okay, I'll send this gentleman 2 pieces. Well, I haven't. And I think, no, I haven't because, first of all, I think I'm really afraid to step out. Very much afraid to step out.
Okay.
I do work 9 to 5. I'm only one person, so I can't sit behind a sewing machine and sew 50 caps in a day or a week. It's just not going to work because I still have a household that has to be run. I have to take care of myself and just do things like that. So I guess that's my struggle. I'm afraid to step out.
Well, that's you using that key. I'm afraid to step out. Now you have a gift. You sew. That's where your money is, but you have this 9 to 5. Why? Because you've been trained. The 9 to 5 is the security, and your gift is not. Here's somebody who says, "Well, listen, I'm going to help you," and you agreed, and then you took it back because of the fear. You should talk about that. You should express that to him. But why don't you just send it to anyway to see? But see, you already knew that they were going to like it, and you got to make the forget. Well, then you hire somebody else to do it. You talk to somebody else. You don't let that go. See, business, when it comes to business, I'm like, what? I'm ready. So no, I'm going to figure out a way. So yeah, so it's good. So that was a perfect card for you because it invoked some other stuff. What is it? It made you feel some kind of way. It brought up that feeling of, what are you talking about? Well, usually the word, wait a minute, I don't know. Well, yeah, okay. So that's a beautiful piece. Spirit is talking to you. Your spirit is talking to you. You got a gift, baby. Who you give? Who's next?
These 3 people that came in didn't get a card yet.
Okay, well, can Sharon show them? Can you show them?
And I'll read mine.
Yeah. Tracy, where's Tracy?
She's upstairs.
Okay, well, Tracy, you got to come down here too. Come on down here. Yes, you please do yours. Yes, ma'am. Come, can you stand over here, please?
Okay, I can sit right here.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right, so this is do your best because you want to. Always do your best. Do your best because you want to. You do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. So this is very much key for me, and people that know me know about me when I do things and don't do them. And it's seldom that I don't do them, but when I don't do them, I don't want to do them because I know that there's something coming that I don't want to be dealing with. And I don't want you to deal with it either. But I do things because I really enjoy it and want to do it. And I stopped that people pleasing a few years ago. It hasn't been that long, but I did stop it. And I think it just took an assessment of me or myself in terms of why I was doing things. One of the things I did was retire from working, as you just said, the 9 to 5, the 7 to 3:30, the whatever, because I got tired of listening to what other people would like me to do and be involved in, as opposed to what my spirit said not to be involved in. And then when I was doing school social work, there would be reports on children, particularly black children, where they wanted to tell them they had ADHD, they need medication. Maybe if that wasn't it, it was the obsessive compulsive behavior, all kind of terms. So I found myself not signing off on that. I found myself saying that there's a line in the IEP that I can say I contest what's being said, even though the team has said such and such, because there's 2 other people on the team. And it went okay, but it wasn't great, because I just wasn't willing to sign off on saying this is what the problem is. When you would read my PLEP, which is the whole paragraph on why there are things going on with this child, it would not signal that they need medication. It would signal that there was more needed in the home, more needed with other things that could be brought in and done, nutritional wise and everything, but not that they needed medication, because all that does is calm them down so that they're zombies and they look like they're conforming when in fact the rage and all is still going on. So I found myself counseling children in school about various things and trying to walk with them the next day, or later in the afternoon and things like that. And then eventually Spirit just really ruffled my feathers to the point where I said, I can't do it. I'm just not going to be able to do it in this kind of environment anymore. So that wanting to do what I do is because I really want to do it, and I know how to say no now. And I'm the person who, when I was in my 20s, actually had a book, which I tried to find, I don't know where it is anymore, that how to say no and mean it. And I can't believe I couldn't say no. And then eventually, yes, we are. And then eventually, Spirit brought it to me. And I can say no and mean it, and leave my feet down with it. So this really did fit, but I only do what I want to do. Seriously, only do what I want to do. Yeah. If you know me, you know that's true. That's true. And I'm into it when I'm into it.
Right.
Do you have your card?
Yeah, go ahead.
You have your card?
No.
See, that's over there and get your card. Okay, who's the next? If you go back, who haven't got their card, go there and get your card there.
Yeah, go ahead. You gotta go through and shut down and get yours.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Monica. Right here.
Monica, you want to come up? Is you ready?
Come on. Did everybody? Yeah, we did.
I need to marinate on mine for a minute.
We talk about it. You'll marinate.
It says, don't make assumptions, eliminate gossip.
You and girlfriend.
Go ahead. Go to the other side. We heard it already.
Making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong.
Okay, your spirit. I want you to know that you're just coming in, but that's your spirit talking to you. There's something that you do. You might not consider it as gossip, but there's something that you do that while your spirit is talking to you about that. So it's a dance. We had a young lady, she had selected the same question. So she said, oh, we're sisters. And when she heard that, she...
Spiritually friends because you picked the song that y'all picked.
Oh no,
Yes.
really? Whoa.
You picked the same card?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So, that's why I said I have to marinate on it for a minute. To
Okay.
really dig deep into what this all means as far as my spirit is concerned.
Oh, okay.
And now, maybe we can talk about it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
she married and came up and realized at that point what she thought she wasn't doing was
Oh.
the gossip.
Mm.
So it brought forth the energy of that.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Yes, ma'am.
I gotta take a picture, she said.
Yeah,
Sorry. You can read it from the card too.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm from the card. Oh, but then put it in there too.
Yeah, she can put, yeah.
Can we read?
Yes.
Ignore the opinion of others. Is that it?
The other side.
Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinions according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it's about them.
This woman knows that too well.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Marilyn. Marilyn knows that too well.
I agree. It didn't take me long. No, it happened to be one of my favorite words anyway. But I was gonna take a picture. Yeah, other people's opinions. Some, somebody that's close to you, you value it, but at the end of the day, it's still up to you to come up with your own opinion. So I guess that's quote, being grown. That's one of the things that you learn in life. That things aren't going to always be fair. Things aren't going to always be the way you want them to be. But it's what you do with them, and that's where I'm at. For just a year of recovering from cancer, and I learned a lot during that year. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's all good. I'll be positive anyway.
This sister is positive. This is a teacher from Camden County Technical.
Okay.
And ever since
That's
I've
the
known her,
school I went to.
This
I
woman.
went to that, so I loved it.
This woman.
The evening school. I loved it.
Okay, yeah.
Loved it. Oh my God.
and she fought that cancer like they couldn't believe.
Of course.
Fought that cancer like they couldn't believe. And now cancer free.
Indeed. Indeed. Next, Sharon and the little one. Yes. Yes.
All right, let's see. Mine says, don't take anything personally, become immune to poison. Okay, it says the whole world can gossip about you, and if you don't take it personally, you are immune. Immunity to poison in the middle of hell is the gift of the second agreement. Yeah, that's basically my job. There is a lot of gossip that goes on, and once again, I like what you said about taking accountability for whatever it is we're in, and why we put ourselves there. Why are we there? What's the lesson there for us? And I think about that a lot at work, because generally in any work environment that I go into, I do tend to be the outsider. I do tend to be someone that I think causes people to see the nonsense in whatever is going on in that environment and bring it up to the forefront, and a lot of people don't like that. So,
What do you do?
well, I don't want to say because it is in the medical system. I put people to sleep for a living,
Okay.
and there's a lot that goes on with that in terms of production pressure, cutting corners, ethics, a lot of ethical things that I just don't, I have a problem with, and I refuse to do a lot of times.
And notice she has to go this every day.
Yeah.
She has this feeling, and she has to do this every day. What effect is that really going to have on her?
Yeah.
Okay? So,
Yeah, so there's a lot of people there that basically, I know they pretend to be my friends, but I could tell that they, there's a lot of gossip that goes on. And vice versa, I'm guilty of it as well. But I'm learning to be more direct, less passive aggressive, and also not to be so sharp with my words, because that can be an issue for me. But it's a beautiful piece. It's a good lesson. Just watching it unfold and trying to be patient with myself as it happens, because it's beating up on myself a lot about still being there and working so hard to be in this quote unquote position. And we've had a lot of conversations about it. You know how I feel, but I can relate to you in terms of not wanting to be in that 9 to 5, wanting to listen to what Spirit is telling me versus the comfort and security of a job. J-O-B, just over broke. So it's interesting.
it's interesting because the key word she said, the comfort and security. See, the comfort and security really is if she went into the spiritual world and did what she's supposed to do spiritually. But because we have been programmed that we have to have this to have this, that, and the other, we don't trust the Spirit enough to know that the gift that we have, that we can take that gift and illuminate or whatever, manifest whatever we want. So that's the point where we're really trying to get into the body talk so we can free ourselves up and really be who and whose we really are and what we came to really do. one? Yeah.
Oh, she had the exact same,
Same
one
one,
as
yes.
someone else.
Yes, yes, she
Let's
did.
pull it up. And it makes sense. It really makes sense. Here we go. Okay, it's the one that says, don't take anything personally, ignore the opinions of others. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it is about them.
She goes to a school that is what I call high-end, Baldwin. And you know, you've got different things and people of means and whatever else they go through. And it's an interesting piece that she has to walk in. So hers is not the adult form, but the youthful form. That she's got people around it, and she's very sensitive. It's a very sensitive angel. And so she feels all this stuff. Does she be able to express it? I don't know what she's able to express it at school. Maybe she gets home. But there is a feeling that goes in with it, and you're helping her to see that just calm it down. Yes. Where are you? Where's your energy? What energy did I wake up with?
I didn't do that yet.
It is so important.
Right.
Body talks. The body is constantly talking to you.
Yes, it is.
Even down to even the bug. This is it's a really funny piece where mosquitoes. I know they've taken a real liking to me. I really don't want it, but I have to read, and the only reason why they're coming to me is because there's a thing that's going on with me, and they're there to remind me. So that led me again. Everything that happens to you is for a reason, and it means something. So we have to stop this staying away from ourselves and giving ourselves over to someone else instead of spending time with ourselves and say what is really going. Just talk to yourself. It'll come up with something. A person, place, a thing, or even a smell or something. It'll bring to your mind or bring to your heart or bring to you what it is that's really going on. Why am I eating all these freaking potatoes? Why do I eat this after I'm going to work? I'm crunching. Because you're angry. I don't know. I even think I don't know. Women, and then somebody cut you off. Then what? You see, the little things that we do, you better take note of why you're doing it.
Right.
There's a reason, and is it for the greater good? And if it's not, then you want to get into it and just let it go. You heal you. Only you can heal your universe. And in the word your is the one and the many. You, our. We have one body, but many systems. Many, many systems. And they work in concert with each other. And one is off, it's going to throw everything else off. So it's important that we stay focused on ourselves and be present and be in the moment. Because a lot of times, particularly women, I love us, but we always, when we go out shopping, it's that future. I gotta have this because I might be going somewhere. I gotta have this because I gotta. Wait a minute, and then the time comes and you can't find it or whatever. So that even gets even worse. It's just a very, very interesting piece. We must stay focused on who we are. Listen to our body. When we feel something, it is related to something else. If I can look in the eye, in the iris, and it's already recorded, it's the only part of the brain that's seen on the outside, but it records everything that's going on the inside. And I get the information, what has happened in the past, what is happening now, and what is going to happen. That's something, the body's already there. It already has the information. So you don't have to have MRI or a breast thingamajig. Well, you ought to know whether you're nurturing yourself, because that's what breast means. You're not nurturing yourself. Everything means something. Wait a minute, even in fact, every tooth in your head, it's related to a different part of your body. When I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, the few that I have left, let me keep all of them. You see what I'm saying? You can remove it, but you still haven't removed the situation. So that's not the answer. taking it out. That's man's small-mindedness. That he's probably using 5%, and we actually give him the 5%, all this cow down. Oh, you're a doctor. Yeah, you're paying for his education. That's all you're really doing. He joined a fraternity. And this is what it says. You have to have this, and this. You have to have so many hysterectomies. You have to have so many of this to get to be passed when you're a resident. There are things that they have to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the next 5 women that come in, hysterectomy. And because we've been taught and trained to whatever you say, you go and do it. And later on, it has an effect because everything works in concert. And when there's something missing, it's like the dominoes. You hit the dominoes and it goes all the way around. And when it stops, because one is missing, it can't go any further. So that's how the body stops its function. But you can put it back in order because you can heal you.
And you can bring them, you want me to bring them down right now?
Any questions?
Yeah, I need it.
Any concerns?
I'm so sorry, and I guess.
Well, I'll call it a day for this. I have some things to give you, some handouts. But our next session will be the working of the PIMS, what the PIMS are as the physical, the emotional, mental, and spiritual body, and how to access what's going on with you. All right?
Sure.
Voila. I'm going to hand these out so that you can